Joining us in studio now is Tom Djokovic. Tom is the CEO of XsunX Incorporated. Their stock symbol's XSNX. Tom, good to see you again.
Don, it's always great to be back. Thanks.
We were having a very interesting conversation where basically you were talking about whether or not the sale of solar has become that much easier, I mean, because of the way that it works. Tell us about that again.
Well, yeah, Don, I guess what I was discussing with you was the concept of the pricing of solar continues to go down, and it's getting to the point where in the not too distant future, you know, I've read a couple of articles where they're pointing to the concept of, you know, will solar sell itself? Mm-hmm. You know, and thinking about that with you, I was down at a large agricultural farm, tree nursery yesterday. It was a little over a 0.5 megawatt project we're bidding. The economics on it are so compelling that this project sells itself, you know, I mean, so this is a project that these people are going to engage in, you know, who they decide to use, hopefully it's us, but you know, they'd be fools not to move forward, and they realize that too, and we're seeing more and more and more of that, and it's expanding into the residential side too.
Well, of course, as you've mentioned many times in the program, solar is an investment, but basically the cost of the investment sometimes is not that different from what they're already paying for electricity.
Well, you're always going to wind up paying a little bit more because solar is an investment. You're investing in your power future, you're investing in increasing the value of your home, your property, or whatever. So it's an investment, and there's not a lot of investments we've ever made where you don't have to put a little bit of capital in there to get some kind of return. But solar offers very compelling returns. I mean, give you an example of a residential deal. If your bill's around $200 a month, you're looking at maybe $43,000, $47,000 in total electric costs over the next 20 years. You could buy a system for half that price approximately. Mm-hmm. And so your total out of pocket would be half that over the same period of time. And you've increased the value of your property. So when you start showing people these kinds of investment return potentials, you know, you start to see more and more people saying yes.
But at some point, as you well know, that you stop paying for the solar installation financing program, from that point on, the electricity becomes free, basically.
Oh, solar ownership, that's really, it's what it's all about. I mean, it's like having an oil well on your roof. You've made this investment, it's producing power for you, and it pays for itself. And you know, in most residential deals, you're looking at somewhere in about the 7-year category. Mm-hmm. And after that, you know, the warranted life of the system is 25 years, but there's really no reason why they shouldn't continue to work past that.
And there's not a lot of maintenance to these solar systems, is there? Not
really. You know, it's like anything else. There's always little potential issues, but for the most part, it's just occasional cleaning once a year, depending on how often it rains, and they tend to just run themselves.
Now, from the commercial market, because I know that's something you're also very heavily involved in, especially with respect to solar carports. Right. I mean, it's becoming an easier sales pitch for the commercial side as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I'll give you an example with this large agriculture entity with enormous electric bills and you know, printing companies, you name it, all different kinds of market groups we speak to. We can provide substantial savings to them. I mean, you know, with businesses, they really get tagged heavily, they charge heavily for demand fees. And solar, with the right technologies combined with solar, such as battery backup, things like that, we can provide clients extremely compelling financial analysis, reasons to make the investment, because if we could offset, you know, 75, 80% plus of their total electric bill. We're talking about real substantial numbers, extremely quick paybacks, 3 to 5 years.
Wow. XsunX Incorporated, XSNX is their stock symbol. Tom, thanks so much.
Thanks.